Hello, this is Central News, live at Birmingham's Centenary Square, where the crowds are gathering for England's second Euro 2004 match against Switzerland.
Well, we're just 90 minutes away from the game, and we'll be looking at the good and the bad news stories surrounding the big match.
And we'll have all the other news of the day. Welcome to Central News with Jan Malin and Bob Warman. Well, we're an hour and a half from kick-off as England prepare to take on Switzerland in Euro 2004. And if we lose, we're out.
Millions of us are willing the team to keep the dream alive. After all, this is an England side tipped to make the finals. The match, live on ITV1, is being shown in pubs across the land and on big screens in Birmingham city centre. And Eric McInnes is there.
Yes, Joe, as you say, an hour and a half to kick off, and people have already started arriving. Hundreds have started arriving to watch it on the big screen, and we expect in the next hour many hundreds more to turn up. But before we continue talking about tonight's match, first news from Portugal, where the first hooligan has been jailed and he's expected to be deported back to this country this afternoon. Gary Mann, who's originally from Birmingham, will serve a 2-year sentence in this country, and we have exclusive reaction from members of his family. Also, a teenager from the Black Country has also been convicted, and he's due to fly back today. Mark Goff has those details.
Gary Mann being led into court in Portugal. He's a 47-year-old fireman and now a convicted football hooligan. He was arrested during violence involving England supporters in Albufeira on Monday night. Portuguese police say he was throwing bottles and missiles and inciting others to do the same. He was found guilty and jailed for 2 years. He'll serve that sentence back here when he's deported soon. There was no answer at his parents' house in Bordsley Green in Birmingham today. Gary lives in Kent, where he is a fireman. A Birmingham City sticker on the window showing a Blues fan's feelings for Birmingham rivals Aston Villa. He'd gone to Portugal with his brother Mark. Earlier today I spoke to his wife, Gary's sister-in-law Bernadette. She said he's innocent and the brothers have video evidence to prove it.
Gary's been used. Gary's the one who's got the blame for all of it, and he wasn't even there to throw the bottle.
So if they say you've got this video which shows that he wasn't there, but if he wasn't there, what does the video show?
It shows that Gary was with Mark in this bar when all the fighting was going on.
Right. And what's Mark said about how Gary's
in bits. Gary's in bits.
Bernadette flew out to Portugal this lunchtime as Gary prepared to be deported from there to Britain. And this afternoon, a tough warning from the government for the convicted hooligans.
The message is very clear. You won't only get immediate and rigorous sentences from the Portuguese authorities, you'll get banning orders and action back here in Britain. And if you think that's worth it, the rest of us don't.
Also being deported is John Parks from Dudley. He was given a 7-month suspended sentence for throwing beer glasses. His mother Josephine says he told her he wasn't involved and was walking away from the trouble when he was arrested. And late this afternoon it emerged that another Midlands football fan, Andrew Mountford from Shrewsbury, has been in court in Portugal after being arrested during Tuesday night's violence. Mark Goff, Central News.
Well, we did have some problems on Sunday night after England lost to France. So, of course, the big question for the organisers here for the big screen tonight is, will it happen again? Well, with me is Councillor Ian Ward from Birmingham City Council. What measures have you taken to prevent any problems tonight?
Well, I will just emphasise that there were no arrests here in Centenary Square on Sunday. The problems that did occurred along Broad Street. But nonetheless, we have made 3 changes for tonight's England game. First of all, we've closed the very small bar we have in one corner of the square. Secondly, we've more than doubled the number of stewards in attendance this evening. And thirdly, if we do have the square packed at the end of the England game, we will instigate a road closure along Broad Street. But I think we're going to have a terrific atmosphere here in the square, and let's hope for an England win.
OK, what about the issue of alcohol? Because some people might say, if you can't watch the game without a pint, what's the point?
Well, I'm sure people can come along here and watch this game without drinking during the game. It's going to be a superb atmosphere here. It's the only place in the country you can watch this game on a large screen, and I'm sure everybody's going to come, have a good time and leave peaceably.
OK, great. Thanks very much, Ian. Well, just off this square is Broad Street, where there is a vast number of bars and pubs, and England fans have been gathering there, preparing for this game. Well, we've been out to speak to them to find out exactly what kind of atmosphere they're expecting this afternoon.
People are going to pubs or stay at home instead.
This
stop the violence though.
Yeah, there won't be any violence this time, I don't reckon.
I think a lot more people will turn up really, because there'll be more families and things.
Well, when we get the goal in the first 20 minutes, I think should be all right.
It's going to be a brilliant game, good atmosphere. Hopefully we're going to win.
I want to see Wayne Rooney on the screen, big picture of him.
Because the atmosphere is going to be absolutely fantastic. Chanting England all the way.
Well, those girls were certainly enjoying themselves, and hundreds more are expected to come here tonight to enjoy themselves. Of course, the big issue, will there be any trouble? We don't expect there to be. We're just waiting now for the game to start. Back to you, Bob.
Thanks, Eric, and you enjoy yourself out there as well. Now, still to come on the programme, one England fan already celebrating as his record shoots up the charts.
And the Swiss may have invented three-sided chocolate, but this is a game of two halves, and it's only going to go one way.
Four teenagers have been remanded in custody, charged with killing Midlands radio DJ Tushar Makwana. It's thought the Heart FM presenter was struck by a car outside his home at Castle Bromwich in February. Four youths, all 17 years old and from the Castle Vale area of Birmingham, have been remanded by Solihull magistrates accused of manslaughter and burglary.
A verdict of unlawful killing has been returned on a man who died in a drive-by shooting. 31-year-old Jason Spence was shot outside the Bell pub in Great Bar in Birmingham in November 2002. The father of three was a National Front supporter, but police say his political views were not a factor in his murder.
Next, the 10-year-old girl who turned midwife to help deliver her baby brother, Lauren Tretiak, got advice over the phone from ambulance staff, and baby Charlie arrived safe and well. Here's Lauren to tell us how it all happened.
Hello, my name's Lauren, and this is the story how I delivered my baby brother Charlie. He's the centre of attention at our home in Stoke-on-Trent. On Sunday morning, Mum woke up saying the baby was coming, so I helped deliver him with the ambulance people on the phone.
Can you go and get some dry towels and a blanket in case the baby's born? Right. Okay. Right, downstairs, go get some dry towels. Oh my God. Baby's head there. The baby's head so? Yeah. Okay. Now I want you to listen to me very carefully, alright? Yeah. You've got to help me.
In the past I've lost two children, which has been very difficult for both of us. You know, when I went into labour and the way she acted, she was calm, you know, she was really loving and everything, she didn't panic. And when his head was showing, she was brilliant.
Well, and you did really well on Sunday. We're really proud of you. You helped your mummy when she needed it, and we'd like to make you an honorary control assistant to the Staffordshire Ambulance Service. And we'd like you to have a badge for it.
Thank you.
MG Rover has struck a deal with China's largest car maker. The Longridge-based firm is linking up with Shanghai Automotive Industries to develop new models and exploit the Far East market. The Chinese company supplied around a third of its country's new cars last year.
Now, some good news about the National Health Service here in the Midlands. Treatment here for heart attack victims is in better shape than ever, according to a new report. Matt Brindley has the details.
Molly Robertson from Meriden near Coventry says she owes her life to the quick treatment she was given at Walsgrave Hospital. She developed severe chest pains one day in early March, and doctors eventually realised she was having a heart attack.
I was whipped to hospital and they started on me straight away, looking after me, and I did have the drug all within half an hour of being in the hospital. They were all very kind.
Doctors say it's very important to treat a patient within half an hour of their arrival. At Walsgrave, patients are rushed straight into treatment, just one of the reasons for the hospital's excellent performance in a survey by the Royal College of Physicians.
The amount of muscle saved is entirely dependent on how quickly the treatment's given. So there's a saying that minutes mean muscle, and this is absolutely true. So getting the treatment times down to the absolute minimum definitely saves lives.
As soon as I got into the hospital, I went straight into this place where they dealt with me, and they were absolutely marvellous.
Elsewhere, Midland hospitals are performing well. The report gives full marks to Heartlands Hospital in Birmingham, the Princess Royal in Telford and Good Hope Hospital in Sutton Coldfield. The only black mark is for the Worcester Royal Infirmary, where the report says patients aren't being treated quickly enough. At Walsgrave, 84% of heart attack victims are treated on time, but doctors say they'll keep improving. Good news for those like Molly, who won't let a heart problem spoil a happy retirement. Matt Brindley, Central News.
And while we're on the subject, Britain on the Move is ITV's campaign to get everybody walking to make Britain a healthier nation.
Today we meet a young tennis player who at 19 has already had a heart transplant. He's been telling Suzanne Page how walking has helped him get back on court.
Three months ago, poor Bill couldn't sit up, let alone play tennis. The 19-year-old from Solihull was taking part in a competitive match when he fell ill. Doctors found his heart muscles had become weak, and when medication failed, the only option for him was a heart transplant, which he had at the Queen Elizabeth Hospital in Birmingham.
They said I'd be like, if I didn't have the transplant, then I'd be like a cardiac cripple. I wouldn't be able to leave the bed or anything like that. I'd just be stuck in hospital, and that's no life for a 19-year-old really. So, but pretty much after 3 days I was walking around the ward again, and so, which is a really big improvement considering before the operation I had such low blood pressure that every time I sat up I felt really faint and had to lie back down again.
Paul's heart disease is hereditary. His brother Nick has it too, and it was passed on from their mom Anne.
That is actually the first time I've seen him play, it was really good to see, because going back 2 months ago it is something that you never think is going to happen.
So how have you been trying to build up your fitness again?
Just by doing walking around Solihull and walking my dogs around where I live and places like that, and going to the gym basically, and just using the bike and the exercise machine there and stuff.
And you've been able to monitor it on your stepometer?
Yeah, I've been able to monitor it, and I've been trying to aim about 10,000 steps a day, a bit more than that.
Paul still has a long way to go before reaching his previous fitness levels, but he's determined to return to playing competitively soon.
The results now of our Blondie competition. Debbie, Harry and the band are back in Birmingham, and we're giving away tickets to see them at the National Indoor Arena. We asked the right name of one of their many hits.
The correct answer was The Tide is High. And these are the names of our 5 winners. Each gets a pair of tickets for the show. Well done to them, and thanks to everyone who took part. Well, next, the story of 2 young lovers who eloped from the Midlands to Gretna Green to get married. That was 65 years ago. Today, well, they went back to renew their vows. Here's Philippa Thompson.
Their pace is a little slower nowadays, but Dennis and Eileen Howell from Redditch are as devoted as ever. They last stood in Gretna Green in 1939, eloping there by taking advantage of Scottish law that allowed couples under 21 to marry without their parents' consent. Well, now they're 84, and everyone was in agreement this morning as Dennis and Eileen renewed their vows in an emotional ceremony.
You were living in very uncertain times, and you weren't getting very much support from your families back home.
Yes. When the great-grandparents first said I do, the world was on the brink of war. The marriage involved the so-called hand-fasting over the anvil. It was outlawed a year later, making them one of the last living couples to have wed in this way.
Dennis, you may kiss your new wife.
Yeah, thank you, darling.
People said it wouldn't last, but as the champagne flowed today, Dennis and Eileen are delighted they've proved them wrong.
And how do you feel, Eileen?
All shook up.
Yeah, very nervous.
Yeah.
Looking forward to my first night.
Philippa Thompson, Central News.
65 years married, what a marvellous couple. Mark.
Football in a second. First, the news that one of our county cricket teams is guaranteed to make an appearance in Lords, at Lords this summer, and they're in the final because Worcester and Warwickshire have been drawn against one another in the C&G Trophy semi-finals. It was announced this morning, of course, the draw. The rival counties reward for beating Essex and Northampton in the quarter-finals this week as a Midlands derby at Edgbaston. The other semi-final sees defending champions Gloucestershire play Yorkshire. Both matches will take place on Saturday, July the 17th. I can't contain the build-up.
I think it's been celebrating before, don't you?
You read that very excitedly. That
Well, it's such a big game coming up. Within, what, an hour and a half or so, England have to go through, have to do the best they can. Believe it or not, their odds have shortened. They're now 6-1 to win the tournament, 7-1 before they lost to France, which shows that people still believe. But the Swiss think they have a chance, and of course they have a local footballer, a guy who earns his corn in the Midlands, playing against England tonight. It's this guy, Bernd Haas, West Brom's right back. This is the goal he scored against Manchester United in the League Cup earlier this year. So it shows he scores goals in big games. He believes that he's found a chink in England's armoury. He says it's David James. The Swiss think the goalkeeper tonight is the weak link. They think that England will be complacent and that they have a chance of winning. England can't afford to lose. Could it be any more exciting?
So can we do it? Yeah.
I think we will. I think they're the poorest team in that group, probably the whole competition. If they can't beat Switzerland tonight, well, they don't deserve to be in the competition. Croatia to come after that. They should win both games. They should progress and hopefully beat France in the final.
Thanks, Mark. So we know we want to win, we know we need to win, but do we know just who we're up against? The Swiss are often classed as boring and insular, but is that really true? What exactly are the Swiss all about? Andy Bevan investigates.
Well, first off, Switzerland is a neutral country. Whenever there's a battle, they always keep out of it. Well, that's fine by us. Maybe their lads can stay in the dressing room and we'll just pick up the points anyway. Yeah. Got a Swiss bank account? Well, you probably wouldn't say if you did, would you? And neither would they. The Swiss are very, very secretive. But here's something everybody knows. The smart money is on England to win. The Swiss also invented Toblerone, you know, the triangular chocolate you only ever buy when you're at the airport waiting in the departure lounge, which is precisely where Switzerland will be after going 90 minutes with Sven's men. Emmental. No, that's not the Swiss goalkeeper. It's a cheese and it's full of holes just like their defence. Oh, and the Swiss also like to melt it and dip bread in it to make fondue. Nice. And of course the Swiss gave the world the cuckoo clock. Why? Still, there is one consolation. By the time he pops out at 7 o'clock tonight, he'll be singing Bye Bye Birdie, just like the rest of Switzerland.
Well, good news now for one England fan. He's likely to score a #1 with his supporters song. It's based on the Dexys Midnight Runners classic Come On Eileen. He hopes it'll help England top their chart as well. Here's Lisa Dowd.
4-4-2 may not have been a winning formation for England against France, but 4-4-2 the band are beating all their competition with footy anthem Come On England. They're at 2 in the charts, and if England win tonight, they could score a #1.
Come on England! Come on England!
Well, the man behind the song is Steve Fox, and he's back at work at this clothing company in Albury, despite performing for Top of the Pops last night. Steve, what is megastardom like?
It's just crazy, because obviously I'm still working full time, and when I leave work, I get 50 emails a day, and then I'm going to and from London all the time, so it's just really, really busy.
At this moment, this means
You've got the blessing of Dexys Midnight Runners for this song, haven't you?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Kevin Adams co-wrote the original. It got his blessing from day one, and also Kevin Rowland did a live phone-in the other day, and he said, I was listening to the charts and seen it going straight at #2, and he just wished us all the best, and he said, yeah, great. Obviously, losing against the France game has put a downer on it a little bit, but we're going to win tonight, going to win against Croatia, and the spirits of the England will just go sky high.
What's your prediction for tonight's match?
2-0 to England, I reckon, easily.
Well, England might not be top of their group at the moment, but come Sunday, Come On England could be. Lisa Dowd, Central News.
England!
So will we be dancing in the streets or crying into our beer at the end of tonight's match? Well, here's what you think.
I think England are going to win 2-1. They'll scrape through today, win 2-1, and people will be much happier than on Sunday.
I think England will win. Probably 1-0.
They've got to perform, they've got to win, they've got to go through.
Smashing if they win. Yeah, we hope.
If not?
No, we're behind the lads, whatever. You have to be there, don't you?
It could be a very low scoring game, or we could put 5 or 6 past them.
Oh yeah, definitely 2-0 tonight. Definitely.
We're going to win. We've got to
2-1.
win. 2-1. 2-1. We say 2-1 tonight.
2-0 to England.
I'm Beckham.
4-1. 4-1.
2.
England, obviously.
2-0, 2-1, 4-1. Sounds pretty good, doesn't it? Well, as we've seen, pubs and clubs across the Midlands are gearing up for the big match, but there are plenty of families gathering around the television ready to cheer on England. Tom Parmenter is with one of the noisiest. Tom.
Yes, welcome to Darlaston in the Black Country, and this is the Paddock family. They're geared up for the game. Why do you get so into this football, Lark?
Oh, absolutely brilliant, England. Absolutely brilliant. We've got to win this, and we'll win it tonight. 3-1.
Very confident. Louise, you're a bit of a screamer, aren't you?
Yeah.
On Sunday, when Frank Lampard headed in that goal, what did you do?
I screamed my head off.
Go on, then. And Lynn,
oh, yeah.
Why is it so special, this game tonight?
It is 3-0. We've got to win it to stand any chance, and we will do it. We will.
Lots of confidence in the Black Country. Bob and Joe, if you really want to come down after the show, there's room on the sofa for you.
Plenty of atmosphere there. Anyway, for those out in the square watching the football match, I wonder what the weather's going to be like. Here's Emma with the weather.
Central weather with BMIBaby.com.
Hello there. Well, many of us have been lapping up the sunshine for the first part of the week. If you happen to be sitting outside, though, watching one of those big screens in town, lapping up the sunshine, well, then you may be feeling a tad cooler than you have been doing over the past few days. And also, it'll be looking a bit cloudier. But do we care? The only golden nuggets we want to see this afternoon are goals. Taking a closer look then, what has been happening is that we've had this system crossing west to east there, across the top of Scotland. It's left this cold front trailing this afternoon through the top of the country. That's been pushing a bit more cloud in towards us. As that's carried on eastwards, what's going to happen now is this occluded front's going to come into play, and it's just going to sort of mainly affect the eastern side of the country tonight as it drops southwards, bringing some quite heavy rain to those parts. For us, though, as we head towards this evening and tonight, any thicker cloud over towards the eastern and the northern side of the region, northern parts of the region, I should say. The further south and west you are, the clearer the spells that you will see. Then for tomorrow, some sunshine, some outbreaks of rain, particularly over towards the east there, which could become heavier later on in the day towards the east, and then more scattered elsewhere later on in the afternoon. Coolish temperatures, 1864, fairly brisk winds. Saturday, some heavy showers in places, mainly towards the north and the east. Much the same for Sunday really as well, but gentler winds on Sunday. Here's the pollen. The Central 10-day weather line. Call 09069 19 14 19.
Central weather with BMIBaby.com, the airline with tiny fares.
The pollen count, sponsored by Benadryl.
Well, now to the snuffle count, and pollen counts were high today. They are going to continue high over the next couple of days as well, but obviously they will probably moderate to lower counts in any showers that do occur. That's it from me for now. You're fully up to date with weather and pollen. Bye-bye.
That's all from us for now. I'm off to get my England kit on. Tomorrow night, though, we're back to normal, 6 o'clock.
But for now, stay with us here on ITV1. Des Lynam and the team are up next with all the build-up to the England match. Kick-off at 5 o'clock. We'll leave you with some pictures of them warming up. For now, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Together